If you have ADHD, then most likely the mornings are the most difficult part of the day for you. And as the day progresses, you start to feel better. Your brain kind of wakes up and you're more functional. But in the morning, you feel kind of useless. And I'm saying this with a lot of empathy. I know very well how this paralysis feels like. So in this video, we're gonna talk about what can you do to make it easier to get going in the morning. And the general answer starts with one golden rule. Morning brain is for execution, not decisions. And I can imagine how horrible this sounds because, as we just said, when you wake up, you don't want to do anything, right? But unfortunately, society very often wants you to do stuff. And if you don't have planned things along with other tools that I'm going to discuss in this video, then you are expecting from this guy not only to execute but to decide all of this, which is way too difficult. And actually, although this is a third video and I really try to split all the information across the videos, this one got quite loaded with information. So take some notes. That's the best way to benefit from videos like this one. All right, guys, listen. It's all about this massive mindset shift from why can't I just try harder to how can I lower the activation cost? The activation cost is this moment from laying in bed, being passive, to being active. And the reason why I want to start with the mindset shift is because no psychology or coaching can help you if you're constantly telling yourself, I'm too lazy, I'm too lame, I'm just unable to can, right? This self-criticism is only going to depress you more. You cannot beat yourself into motivation. It's not about you as a person. It's about the brain that you have. But you can still do something about it because you are an intelligent creature. And in this video, I'm gonna give you tools how to externalize all the structure that you need instead of hoping that you will wake up and your brain will simply function because it will be nice to do so. How to manage ADHD mornings, practical and realistic tips. Let's go over 5 possible solutions. And we're gonna start with how external cues are always stronger than internal motivation. For the sake of your well-being, you have to create external cues in the morning. For example, in order to overcome sleep inertia, you have to place the alarm or phone a bit further away from you, close enough to hear it, but further enough to have to get up to stop it. And to be completely honest with you, I personally hate this one because, of course, in the morning when I'm wrapped up in my blanket and I'm warm and cozy, I don't want to have to get up to stop the annoying alarm on my phone. However, I really use this tool when either I'm anxious that I may be too late for something, or when I've been struggling to get up on time for a long period of time and I already just need a solid solution. Use this one when you really need it. It's not about every single time. It's about fixing the problem when it has been going on for too long. Second, bring light into your room. You can leave a portion of your curtains or blinds open from the night before to allow the morning sunlight to gradually brighten your room. This one works perfectly for me because my bedroom faces east. If you don't have that sort of location, or if you want an alternative, invest into one of those lamps that activates with your alarm. It's one-time purchase, but it's gonna serve you every morning. Next, drink water as soon as you can after waking. Leave a glass of water on your nightstand from the night before so it's there for you. And even if you take a small sip, that will already activate your body because it sends signals to your brain, okay, we are getting some hydration, we are ready to go. However, if you drink the whole thing or most of it, rest assured, in about 30 minutes, you need to pee, so like it or not, you'll get up. Finally, for this section, preset your coffee machine. If you have this option and if you're able to at least hear the coffee machine from your bedroom, or even better, smell the taste of freshly made coffee, this will be a wonderful external cue. Because smell is one of the strongest emotional cues, and emotion drives behavior. So if you can smell it, amazing. Takeaway from this section is that in the morning you want to bring movement and light into your day, but the clever way to achieve that is put external cues that trigger you to do so. Do not rely on you feeling like it, because most likely you're not gonna feel like it. And here's a quick neuroscience lesson so that you understand even better what's going on. Movement stimulates dopamine and norepinephrine. Morning light suppresses melatonin and regulates the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is your circadian clock. So those two things together decrease your brain fog and increase circulation, which helps you get going. Second big section for this video is predictable but flexible. As I said at the beginning of this video, your morning brain is for execution, not decisions. However, you need to be flexible with the whole planning, otherwise your brain is gonna get bored and it's not gonna be really interested in following anything. Also, your ADHD brain doesn't have consistent baseline of dopamine, so although each morning is difficult, it's kind of difficult in a different way, so you always have to stay flexible. So you have decision making that consumes executive resources, and research in cognitive control shows that task initiation, such as, well, getting up, is one of the most impaired domains in ADHD. Russell Barkley's executive model dives deep into this, but the general rule how to prevent yourself from suffering is, from the night before, prepare the following things. Set your clothes. Prepare breakfast, like overnight oats or sandwich that you can maybe just heat up, something easy. Then, what is your first physical action tomorrow? Have that decided, maybe even written the night before. What is your minimum win for the day? And what time does activation start for you? That's it. On some days, you may have a full to-do list, but honestly, here we're trying to build foundations, and that's enough for foundations. The quick neuroscience here is that if you have no plan, this is equal to more ambiguity, and ambiguity activates the amygdala, which then inhibits the prefrontal cortex. And if you inhibit this guy, then from there on, you cannot plan, you cannot just get going and moving, but the longer you stay in bed, the more anxious you feel. So you are in a panic mode. And this is just a very, well, at least to say, annoying place to be. Key message: activation reduces anxiety more than thinking does. If you are to remember just one thing from this video, let it be that sentence. Third, delay big decisions. Alright, so if you have followed everything so far, you are already having much better mornings because you have light, movement, and little plan for your morning. However, sometimes you wake up with a desire to make some big decisions. I know the video is called How to Activate Yourself in the Morning, something like this, and now I'm talking about delay big decisions, which sounds like do not activate, but the decisions you want to make in the morning are not much using your prefrontal cortex, so they're not really very good for you. So if you wake up wanting to call your boss and say that you're not gonna come to work today because you're suddenly very sick, or you wanna call your dentist and cancel your appointment, or your partner or friend or parent the night before kinda drove you nuts and you wanna pick up the phone and resolve the conflict right away, probably bad idea, because those urges will decrease as your prefrontal cortex wakes up, and you want this guy to be active when you make big decisions. So for the sake of your day, avoid big decisions for 30, better 60 minutes in the morning, because you're really not good at making reasonable decisions in the morning. I know you want to do it right away, I know it sounds urgent, but if you do so, you're gonna put yourself in a bad mood and you're gonna cancel the whole day. So instead of a bad morning, you have a bad day, and you don't need that. 4, use a dopamine bridge. Basically, give before you demand. ADHD brains really work very well when you take the reward first, like eat the cake first, and I kind of made a video about this. I'm gonna leave the link somewhere here. Think about the things that you like. For example, if you like coffee, then have it after you got yourself some light and movement, not before. Or play one specific energizing song during shower. Make sure you love the song, and also do not ever listen to it at any other time. That's your shower song, period. Or start a podcast that you truly enjoy. You are in love with this, but you are only allowed to listen to it in the morning. Why does it work? Well, because in the morning you basically have two options. You need dopamine somehow, and you're either gonna get it through scrolling, big, short, inconsistent hit that will leave you without any ability to focus for a period of time, kind of messes up your attention, or you're gonna get your slower dopamine, some mild reward. I know you want the big hit, but you don't need it. You actually need a mild reward. Small, healthy action activates dopamine, which then reduces your amygdala activity and increases your perceived control. You know how you feel like you can conquer the world when you're high on dopamine? Yeah, it's about that. And then that perceived control lowers your cortisol. And of course, lower cortisol means less freeze, less panic. Basically, your dopamine bridge should be something small, easy to get, and ideally you only allow yourself this thing in the morning, because then you create an incentive. It's almost like you want to get up so that you get that thing. And final big chapter for the video, protect the defined buffer. If you know that in the morning you need 30 minutes of quiet existence, then embrace it. Don't fight it. Just schedule it intentionally. For example, 7 to 7:30, this is your non-performing consciousness. You are awake, but nothing is required from you, not even getting up. This is called restoration, and if you want to know more about it, watch my second video of those mini-series. But the whole point here is that if you schedule it, then that removes shame. It's no longer procrastination, a form of laziness. No, it's part of your plan for the day. Next time you are laying in bed and you're feeling that brain fog, instead of telling yourself, here we go again, I'm gonna waste another morning, tell yourself, what I'm experiencing right now is chemical. It's predictable, it's expected, and it's temporary. And before you close this video thinking, well, I just watched something productive, that means I did something productive. No. Watching and doing are two different things. Choose one action from this video that resonated with you the most. Let me know in the comments what you want to try out tomorrow, because by doing so, you will increase your commitment to taking some action, which therefore will increase your chances of having a better morning. And also, I am curious if most of you are gonna choose the same thing, because then that would mean one of those tools seems to be the easiest to most people. So I'm interested in the semi-research here, and you are interested in having better mornings. It's a win-win situation. I hope this makes it look like a challenge. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.